Howdy doody. No cats in the window. The pink tree is turning brown. All the pink blossoms are browning. Gotta make sure I don't step on a snake. These snakes are in the grass. Here's the pink tree. Let's see. There's the pink tree. What a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. A beautiful day in the neighbor. Would you be mine? Would you be mine? What do you think? It's a beautiful day. Since we're together, we might as well stay. Would you be mine? Won't you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor? Oh, please won't you be my neighbor? Hi, everybody. What's that guy's name? Mr. Rogers. As long as it's not caring and sharing, right? What am I on here? What am I doing? Anybody know what's going on? It was almost a year ago. I think the chair was further over that way. I've got my strap on. I have a tendency of dropping these cameras, and when they do, it's a terrible sound when you hear the plastic hit the ground. Something that was probably about $500, you know, and it was new. And a miracle that it's still around. The HF10, one of the earlier models. Hard to believe I used the Sony TRV-19, the tape in it, and I somehow got all those tapes transferred to the computer. I still have the tapes. They're in my bedroom closet in a little plastic bin. Maybe they can be digitalized with a little bit better, I don't know, editing, clarity, something like that. Because if you watch the tape, it sure is a whole lot clearer than what's on the computer. So yeah, it was almost a year ago when I started this. For some reason, I have to go back to that first one I posted. I think actually, didn't I start inside? I might have started inside, but when I started to come outside, can't remember if it was this one, this camera, or the G7X Mark II. I think that one I switched to after a while when I found out that it was one of the big vlogging cameras. I switched to the G7X Mark II. That's the camera, you remember, that I love to hate, that I hate, that I'm trying to love. But then when I found out it's got like a red pixel in the same spot on the screen every day, that it just burns me up to have a hot pixel on such an expensive camera. I wonder if they would take it back. So we'll move into the Sony arena, or the GoPro arena. Yeah, the garbage can was a little bit further over that way. I was more in the sun. Actually, doesn't the sun start moving back this way now in March? Next month. The anniversary of my brother Michael's passing was on the first day of spring, March 21st. That's how I always remember the first day of spring. My youngest brother's passing. I lived up at, I was a park ranger at the time. No children, just your mother and I, living at Tenor Rock on the park. Yeah, we probably would have had to transfer from there to some other park in Florida because they ended up closing that park down, transferred it to Florida Fish and Game. So eventually we would have had to move, see? We would have had to move outside of Lakeland. So it was a miracle that God opened up this job with the city and that I got to stay here, because I didn't want to have to be worried about moving every couple of years to a whole nother city in Florida. It'd be nice to have some place to set your roots down. So this was it. This is what God determined was the place. And the job came open, and I don't think it was 2 years later that the Park Service moved out. And the 2 rangers that were there got moved to Lake Arbuckle. At least one of them went to Lake Arbuckle, down near Frostproof, between Lake Wales and Frostproof. It's down there near the bombing range. The prison, the bombing range. And I don't know where the other one went. And the supervisor, I think he left and he went to work for Rooms to Go had just moved into Florida, and they set up that big place down on County Line Road, and he got a job over there as a supervisor. That's what he left for. Yeah, I've got 5 years on there, and I could go to work for a few more years and get a pension from the state, because I think that time still counts toward my pension. It's actually starting to get a little warm. I think we should take off the jacket. I think I should give my hat to the camera. Take off this jacket. It was the same gray jacket that I was wearing almost a year ago when I started this out here. Not sure if it was the same hat though. Might have been the gray hat. Yeah, I remember. I can go back that far. Sometimes I can remember grade school at St. James and the nuns. There was at least one nun that I still remember who was just so kind and so soft-spoken and so generous, and she was one of those nuns that had like a really long face and like a perpetual frown like that. So from looking at her, she didn't look like she was very happy. But she was the sweetest lady, and that would have been about the 4th or 5th grade. Well, isn't it interesting that I remember those people? And you know, when I say the rosary, sometimes I ask the sisters that were there to pray for me and pray with me. And I feel their presence. Because, I don't know why, but I do feel very close to those nuns, especially that one. And I told you the story about the time that she gave me a $5 bill and told me to cross 7th Avenue, which is 4 lanes with a turn lane in the middle. A big busy highway, 441, and to go over to the Liberty National Bank and bring back 5 crisp $1 bills. And I thought, you know, I didn't even think twice about it on the day I did it, but now when you look back, it's no way in heck you'd ever have a school kid do that for you. She must have thought I was a responsible young man. She must have thought highly of me. And I can remember going to the bank, and here's another thing, why do I remember this? I remember going into the bank, handing the $5 bill to the teller, and telling her that Sister Jean Marie at St. James sent me over here, and she specifically wanted me to get 5 crisp $1 bills for this. And the teller took the 5 and handed me 5 crisp $1 bills. I guess she was going to hand them out for like prizes or something. I don't know. Maybe put them in Christmas cards or something. And I returned all in one piece. And in however long it took, I got to miss class for that long that day. And Fridays were special because Fridays at 8:30 in the morning, the whole school would go over to the church. we'd walk underneath I-95 because they actually had to build an overpass over the school property. They built an overpass because I guess the money of the Catholics spoke. And so there was this big long overpass with this big shady area with the interstate over it. And I guess it's still there like that. It's just that they widened the interstate. And literally, like, the end of the school building wasn't really that far from the interstate, from the upstairs. And yeah, every Friday, the whole school would go to church over there, go to Mass. And it was always a what do you call it? A memorial. It was something that you remember forever. And up until the 8th grade, that's what we did. Of course, all the Jewish kids and the Arab kids, you know, they had lots of Jewish people and Arab people, Muslims, that went to Catholic school, because that was the highest level of education you could get at the time was in that Catholic private school. And so when we would go over to the Mass, the Jewish people and the Muslim people would have to sit in a classroom and draw pictures or something. You know, do math. They'd have worksheets for them to do or something. So yeah, the Catholics never discriminated. The Catholics never discriminated. As long as you had the money, that's all they cared about. You could pay the tuition, you could come in here and go to school. And if you didn't meet the academic credentials, they would work with you. They were really good at that. And that's where I think it was Aunt Teresa. She lost 2 classes there. She got put back twice. Yeah, and later on she'd become a doctor. Who would think, right? How do you figure this stuff? You can't. It's got to be what's called life on planet Earth. What? What? Oh no, I hear that doolilly bird again. What? Yeah, that shut him up. Nope, I guess not. Hey, I transferred one of those hard drives, told you, in those metal cases I showed you the other day. And on it was a bunch of what was called voice files, a file called voice files. And there was files of John Caulfield sermons, a bunch of them, a bunch of prayers. There was a 15-minute video of you girls saying the rosary. And this, not a video, you know, why didn't I take a video of that like Uncle Joey did with Nana? It was an audio file, not a video, but you can make out who's saying what. And so yeah, even Stephanie knew the Our Father, the Hail Mary, and the Glory Be. And I'll play that short one I'm going to play with you now. See, here's one of the miracles of video editing. You know, you used to have to be a millionaire with $500,000 worth of equipment to edit a video. And now you can do it in the privacy of your own home on your computer. It costs less than $500, right? Yeah, who could have thought that you can edit videos? But I'm going to play that for you now. See if I can find just a random picture to put up while you're watching this. Take it away. Play that clip. What?
Is this my friend?
Is what your friend?
This the Slinky?
Why would a Slinky be your friend?
I want it because it's Shell my friend and I made it named to Shelly.
To Shelly?
Shelly, yeah.
Why would the Slinky be your friend?
What? All this stuff is my friend.
Why not Cooter?
He is my friend too.
Why not Sable?
No. Yeah, Sable's my friend too.
Why not
Quasar? Get out the goal. Quasar mine.
Why not Jake the Snake?
Woo! My friend.
Your friend's Jake the Snake?
Yeah.
How about the devil?
No.
He's not your friend?
No.
How about Jesus?
Yeah.
Jesus your friend?
Yeah.
The devil your friend?
No.
How about you? Sydney?
What?
Are you going to heaven or hell?
I don't yet heaven.
Heaven? What makes you so sure?
Because I want to be good.
So what do you think? There's like a whole bunch of John Caulfield sermons. There's Father Joe Hayden one time. It's maybe about 6 or 7 of you guys just talking randomly in the car, like in that video you just heard. And it's stuff that I forgot that I had. I don't even remember doing that. Do you guys remember? So it's important when you have kids, before you have kids, when you're find out you're pregnant, make sure you get a dedicated camera, both a still camera and a video camera. Now by the time you guys get into that, it'll be 4K. I've been looking at some 4K video camcorders. The phone ain't gonna cut it, people. The phone will overheat if you put it on video for too long. And it's nice to have a dedicated camera, because these, even in 4K, these will not overheat. Now, this GoPro will overheat in 4K. One of these days I'll do it. I'll sit out here in 4K and take a video. But even in 1080p, what I'm doing now, this thing gets red hot. And if I left the sun on it without my hat, it would shut down. But camcorders will run 12 hours before they shut off for a minute, and then they shut back on. I think it says in the manual that they'll record non-stop for up to 12 hours. It's like, who's gonna do that? You know, who's gonna record for 12 hours with a camera? Camcorder, I guess if you put a big enough SD card in there. Yeah, you can relay recording on that Lake Gibson one. It's got 2 card slots, and when one's full it switches to the other one. So while that one's recording, you can take the A card out, download it, erase it, put it back in, so it can just keep going. Sounds like somebody's sawing. They seen or they sawed. You guys hear that? There's somebody on the other side of the fence there, probably eavesdropping, seeing what I'm talking about. Well, no doolily bird today. We're at 16 minutes, but I've got a whole bunch of those recordings that I never knew I had. I think there's some videos there too. But I'm gonna put it on an 8 terabyte hard drive that's on Stephanie's purple computer in my bedroom. And I guess I'm gonna have to scrimp and save and eat some canned cat food for a while and get another 8 or 10 terabyte hard drive and put it, what I want to do is put it in my camera computer in the bedroom, one that stays on all the time, because you know it's when they when you turn your systems on and off is when they're under the most stress. If you left them running all the time, especially the hard drives, the one for my camera system in there, it's been running non-stop for 5 years, and the hard drive hasn't missed a beat. It's still running strong. They're good for like 2 million hours. MTBF, that stands for mean time before failure. As long as you don't bounce them around or bang them up against something, yeah, it just sits in there and keeps recording over itself. Like a week or two, I think it's 10 days worth of video, and then it starts recording over itself. But I'm gonna have to get another hard drive. But I'm gonna try to record, back this up on the living room computer, so that I've got at least 2 copies of everything, just in case one system like totally crashes. Of course, the whole house could fall into a sinkhole and we could lose everything, and that would be by God's command, right? That would be God's will. It is February 20th, Tuesday. Sorrowful Mystery Days, right? Yeah, Tuesday. And Stephanie went to work today. So it's just me and the kitties here, and you guys. It's good to see you. Good to be back outside. It's like yesterday afternoon, it turned really cold, and it was clear blue sky just like this. That's like a phrase. I wrote down some phrases that I thought would be good to use in a song. One of them is, I did not even see it coming out of the clear blue sky. And another one, which is already in a song, someday soon I'll awake and find my heart won't have to break. It's a song by a group called Bread, called Lost Without Your Love, I think. Yes, someday soon I'll awake and find my heart won't have to break. And then what's the other one? I could not have seen it. I did not even see it coming out of the clear blue sky. I think there was one or two other ones too. If I can remember, I'll dump them on you, or I'll provide them to you on video. But yeah, it's coming up on a year. I think I'm at 345 videos, something like that. 365 is 20 days away. It's just something I could not have planned. It's not something that I intended on doing. God has put all of us here for a reason and a purpose. And I told you He came for me November of 22, December of 22. God granted me more time, and that's why I'm here. That's why all of us are here, because God has granted us more time. So many, what do you call it, in the song Amazing Grace? So many toils, troubles, and snares I have already come, if grace had not protected me safe thus far, and grace will call us home. There's so many troubles, toils, and snares we go through in life. So many times things could have turned wrong for my poor brother Mike. That fateful day, March 21st, 1985 or 86. And then that fateful day, Uncle Joey, February 14th, I think is what it was, 2021, when he fell and hit his head on the sidewalk outside of McDonald's. He was unconscious, according to what he said and what I guess everybody said. This is like an army green. I think I just saw a UFO, guys. I just saw something reflecting in the sun moving this way at a high rate of speed. Of course, I can't whip this out now because it's too late. It's gone. I was watching that airplane and I saw something glimmering in the sun, and it moved that way. Way far out, real fast. I think there goes a vulture after it. Maybe it's some sort of bug. Do bugs fly that high? Feels really good out here, everybody. Make sure you get outside. Make some memories. When you find out you're pregnant, you gotta get a really nice, dedicated camera and a camcorder. And then on top of that, you know how things go. It turns into this big, everything just seems to blossom. Because once you start getting a camera and a camcorder, now you've got to have some place to put the video. So now you need a bigger computer with lots and lots of storage, especially if it's 4K. Yeah, the bike rides I would go on, a 2-hour 4K video is like 30 gigabytes, I think, 30 or 40. It's amazing. I still have a bunch of those, by the way, too, those 4K videos. So I hope you enjoyed the little audio file. And the one where to Shelly, and what was the other one? Her friend was her Slinky. That's strange. You guys are strange. course, you come from a strange family, right? I just saw a UFO going across the sky. Maybe it's my guardian angel. Get a camera, then to get a bigger computer, and then buy some software to edit things on, and make sure you make a backup copy of your files. Don't leave them on just one system. So then you have to go out and spend $1,000 on a network attached storage with redundant hard drive RAID. And once that's all filled up, you've got to add more to it. And it just goes up from there. But I guess what you could do is you can archive it. You know, copy it on 2 hard drives like the ones I got the audio you heard today. That's been sitting in the middle bedroom for 5 years, and it was in storage at the storage unit for years before that. And then it was in the screened room for years when we lived in the trailer. And yeah, that's where it was, because it was in Lake Wales when I got the little system to make those hard drives. But I didn't even remember having them. Got to make lots of memories and pictures, because I'm so happy that I've got those audio files and video files now, because it's like that small little moment in time is captured forever. And you heard it today. I think it was 2003 or 2004 is when that was. Thanks for your time today. I'll let you go early. Remember that I love you and that God loves you. Together and forever we always will. Make sure you say your prayers. Take care of each other and your furry friends and yourself. And may God allow us to be reasonably happy in this life, supremely happy forever in the next. With God's grace and blessing, and He wills it, we shall meet again tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat place. I'll have to move the can over that way so I'm closer to where we started in March last year. But I'll go back and look at the videos, and you might be able to as well. I love you guys. Thanks for watching.